today we're doing a deep dive into something I think a lot of you will relate to, burnout.
Yeah, burnout.
But we're going beyond just your typical burnout.
Right.
We're looking specifically at how it impacts women. And to help us unpack all of this, we're bringing in some fantastic research from an organization called ABridge2Thrive.
They're doing some really interesting work.
Now, ABridge2Thrive, have you heard of them before?
Yeah, I've come across their work. They have a really unique approach, focusing on women and burnout.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that really stood out to me in their research.
Mm.
It's not just about work.
Right.
It's about the bigger picture, like all the different things in a woman's life that can lead to that feeling of just complete overwhelm.
Yeah.
And they've got these 3 pillars of support, which we're going to dig into. Plus, they're doing some really cool stuff with AI to try to detect burnout early.
Yeah, that's the part that I'm most interested in.
Me too. It's like, can technology actually help us prevent burnout? I mean, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be a game changer.
So let's jump right in. One of the first things that really struck me about ABridge2Thrive is how they define burnout.
Uh-huh.
They're going beyond that sort of traditional World Health Organization definition that focuses mainly on the workplace.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The WHO, they tend to see burnout as a problem of the workplace. Like it's that chronic stress you experience from your job.
Yeah,
But at Bridge to Thrive, they're recognizing that it can be so much more than that for women.
absolutely.
It's like, you've got the demands of work, but then you layer on top of that all the other responsibilities that women often carry.
Right.
I mean, think about it. You've got caregiving, whether it's for children or aging parents.
Yes.
You've got societal expectations, all those invisible pressures, and then, of course, you've got relationships and trying to maintain some semblance of a personal life.
Whoa, definitely. It's like a perfect storm.
It is.
All these different stressors coming together. And so how is ABridge2Thrive? How are they helping women navigate this?
Well, they have this really comprehensive approach.
Okay.
And it's based on, like you mentioned, those 3 pillars:
Yeah.
community, support, and research.
Okay, let's break those down.
Okay.
So starting with community,
Yeah.
I imagine that's all about creating connections and combating that sense of isolation that often comes with burnout.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. When you're feeling burnt out, it's really easy to feel like you're the only one going through it.
Oh, absolutely.
And that sense of isolation can make things so much worse.
Oh, yeah, you feel like you're just alone in it, right?
Totally.
Mm.
But ABridge to Thrive, they create this sense of community, a safe space where women can connect with others who truly get it. They're not just being told to lean in or toughen up.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Not at all. So they offer things like mentorship programs, connecting women with others who've gone through similar experiences, and that can be so powerful.
Like they've been there, they understand.
Exactly. And they have these really amazing group workshops.
What kind of things do they do in the workshops?
Well, it's a chance to share stories, to learn coping strategies, and to realize that you're not alone in this.
It's so validating, right? Just to hear other people saying, yeah, I feel that way too.
It is. And they even have, online forums so that the support can continue even after the workshops end.
That's fantastic. That ongoing connection is so important, right?
Absolutely.
So that's community. Now, what about support? What kind of tangible support does ABridge2Thrive offer?
Well, one thing they do that I think is really amazing is they have these career incubators.
Career incubators?
Yeah, they're specifically designed for women who are, feeling burnt out in their current jobs.
Oh, that makes sense.
So these programs, they help women explore new career paths that might be a better fit. They help them develop skills that are relevant to those new paths.
Oh, so they're not just saying, oh, you're burnt out, you need to quit your job.
No, it's about finding something that's more sustainable, something that's going to bring you joy and not just drain you.
That's a much more holistic approach. I love that.
Yeah, and they offer, of course, life coaching. And this coaching is tailored to the specific challenges women face. So whether it's setting boundaries, managing stress, rediscovering their passions, it's all about giving them tools to thrive.
I love that. And, speaking of thriving, I have to ask about something that really caught my eye in the research. Restorative retreats.
Ah, yes.
It sounds like a blissful escape.
It is.
Tell me, what exactly happens at one of these retreats?
Well, you can imagine them as a total mind-body reset.
Okay.
They take place in these serene, natural settings, and the whole focus is on deep relaxation.
Oh, wow.
So you've got mindfulness practices like meditation and yoga, and just that connection with nature.
Oh, that sounds so lovely.
It is, and there's actually research that shows that Even short periods of immersion in nature can really positively impact stress levels and well-being.
Yeah.
So these retreats, they help women step away from all the stressors of their daily lives. They get to reconnect with themselves.
Oh, that's so important. It's like hitting the pause button.
Exactly. And they don't just leave you hanging after the retreat's over. They're all about equipping women with tools and techniques they can use to manage stress and prevent burnout in the long term.
So it's not just a temporary fix. It's about building those skills.
Exactly.
Wow, I'm starting to feel more relaxed just hearing you describe it.
I know, right?
Okay, so we've talked about community, we've talked about support, and then there's that third pillar, research. What kind of research is ABridge2Thrive doing?
Well, they're really interested in understanding what burnout does to the brain.
Okay.
Chronic stress, it actually changes the physical structure and function of the brain.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And that impacts things like memory, focus, emotional regulation. I mean, so many crucial things.
Yeah.
And get this, they're actually exploring using AI to develop tools that can detect burnout early on.
Wow. Okay, tell me more about that. That's fascinating.
So they're looking at things like voice patterns, sleep data, even social media activity. And they think that by analyzing these kinds of things, they can pick up on warning signs before burnout becomes really severe.
So it's like AI can kind of see the patterns before we even realize what's happening?
Exactly. And that could be huge, right? Because if you can catch it early, you have a much better chance of preventing it from getting really bad.
Yeah, that would be game-changing. Like imagine if your phone could tell you, hey, you're showing signs of burnout. You need to take a break.
Right. It could be like a little digital guardian angel.
I love that. So these programs that ABridge2Thrive is offering, they sound incredibly impactful, but they need funding to keep them running, right?
Definitely.
So for someone listening who's thinking, wow, I really want to support this organization, what's the best way to do that?
Well, ABridge2Thrive is a nonprofit. They rely on donations to provide all these vital services to women.
And, one of the things that always makes me hesitate before donating to an organization is, how do I know my money is actually being used effectively?
Yeah, I get that. It's a valid concern.
Mhm.
But with ABridge2Thrive, they are incredibly transparent about how donations are used. Like they're constantly providing updates to their donors. They tell you exactly how those contributions are fueling these life-changing programs. So you actually get to see, how your donation is making a difference in real women's lives.
That's fantastic. I love that transparency.
Yeah.
So if you are feeling inspired by what you've heard today and you want to learn more or maybe even make a donation, you can head over to abridge2thrive.org.
It's a great website.
Yeah. And it's a chance to be part of this movement to really support women and end burnout. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to think about.
Okay.
Imagine a world where burnout isn't something we just accept as inevitable, where it's not this silent epidemic. What if it's a world where we understand burnout, where we address it proactively,
Yeah.
and where women have all the resources and support they need to thrive?
That's a beautiful vision.
It is, right?
Right.
So what would that world look like? And what role can each of us play in creating it? Thanks for joining us today.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone. Bye.